Raise.
1,000.
Raise 3,800.
Make it 38.
Here we go again. Here we go.
Wait, is that not allowed? 2,600.
2,600.
Doug has a king seven of clubs here, and the solver likes to bet about half the time, 25% size, and 80% size of the bet sizes on this board using the smart bet sizes in Deepsolver. I ran it again using a single bet size, and there is a difference in the solution that's somewhat interesting. So looking at the 25% bet size, which is really the only bet size on this flop that the solver gives under the GTO smart sizes from Deepsolver, using that 25% bet size, the reaction likes to raise quite a bit. There's tough to find natural raises on this board, but against this size, the solver likes to raise quite a bit of hands, Queen Jack being one of them. Queen Jack of hearts and spades, one of the combinations that that Bill had here, is raising quite often, 75%. It's a small bet size. If the bet is 25%, 5 into 20, a 25% bet size is 12 and a half from 5. So it's not a big bet size, and he's doing it with a big range. Like I said, Queen Jack, but also that you can see the red here in the King 6. Some of the suited versions with the backdoor draws, King 6, Queen 6, Jack 6, 10 6, with the backdoor flush draws and backdoor straight draws, giving a lot of turn cards that we can barrel in this spot, along with the nuts here, 3 4, and a lot of fives, deuces are raising along with some of the aces. So it's a pretty good, pretty healthy raise size, percentage, 25% of hands. So 1 in 4 times betting, raising, which I think a lot of players are not doing. I ran it again here. We're using 1 bet size on the flop. You can see Doug can only bet 33% size. And the King 7 is still betting even more when it's only 1 size, 75% of the time. So he bets. The Queen Jack is now folding. On the little bit of the bigger bet size has to do with this. So we were attacking the 25, the small bet size, and a higher bet volume. Go back here. So the Doug, the out of position player, the 3-better in this spot, is betting 57% of hands, and this one is betting 52% of hands. So a little bit fewer overall bets in general leads to less check raising.
I would have been, because that looks like a brick to me too, right?
Yeah.
The ace is a little scarier because it's like there's ways that.
Yeah.
And then I bet, and then you jam, and then I'm just like, oh, yeah, I get stacked. You stack me. You just straight stack me on a 9.
Couple diamonds here for Bill.
I know. I know that version of the movie. That's not the movie we saw, though.
Here's the betting range for Bill out of in position here after Doug checks. So the solver likes a 40% bet size. Bill bets right about there. And 4-5 suited of diamonds is 100% in this range. And in response to that bet, Doug here with 10-7, always calling all combinations of 10-7.
Check.
This could get interesting. 2 pair for Doug.
5,500.
5,500.
Well, the overbets are coming into play here, huh?
Just a little. Just a little. Learned my lesson.
The 10 of clubs comes on the turn, and Doug checks. This is the solution for Bill here. You can see 4-5 of diamonds likes to check, but if we look at all of his flush draws here, most of them like to bet, and most of them do like to bet a bigger size, 100%, with the other bet size being 40%. The cutoff is, however, 6-5 is suited. All of these like to check to have some balance in his range. When he does check back, he can still have some flushes, but most of them still like to bet on this card. In response to that 100% bet size, this is Doug's solution here. You can see top pair, he's always calling with the jack. Middle pair, he's always calling. Weak pair, middle pair with the 10s, always calling. Weak pair, about the top third of his 7s are all calling with a good kicker. little bit ace high is calling, mostly diamonds. Flush draws, king high, same thing, flush draws. And all flush draws are mostly calling. You can see he's raising with the 8-9, Jack-9, and even some of the lower ones, but mostly calling. And then the combo draws, he is calling his higher ones and raising some of these Queen-9, King-8, Queen-8, 8-3, 8-4. With his exact hand on this board, 10-7 diamond clubs. Solver likes to raise 50% size, 77% of the time calling, 23% of the time. As played, he calls.
That good, huh?
I mean, I call it 50.
There's the diamond.
There it is.
Better be pretty good.
It's gonna be a tough spot. Doug with one diamond in his hand.
13,000.
13,000.
In the blender, as you might say.
Yes. Don't see much of the way Doug's going to be able to get away in. He goes all in.
And a
Bluffing.
Wow.
Finally got him.
8 of diamonds brings in the flush on the river. You can see here after Doug checks, this is Bill's betting all the flushes, mostly the bigger size. Once again, 40%, 100%, and most of the flushes are betting 100%. The higher flushes are betting the 40%. And starting with queen high flushes, a couple of king high flushes with the low kicker, and then the queen high and below are mostly betting the 100% pot. He's also betting small with his straights. A couple big bets here with the queen nine with the diamond. And then his bluffs are ace high, king high that have a diamond in his hand. A lot of them either have the ace of diamonds, 6 of diamonds, and the 4, 5, 6, 3 are the bluffs. King high bluffs, king of diamonds once again with the low kicker. King 3, king 4, king 5 range. And then the rest, a lot of them in this low card range that have a diamond as well. Quite a few bluffs in there. And overall you can see 5%, 8%, but only half of them are bluffs. Against the 100% bet size, this is the solution for Doug. You can see he's raising his nutted hands, which are the ace high flushes, king high flushes, and queen high flushes. Starts to just call with the jack high flushes. And below, just calls with his straights. And half of the two pairs call or fold. 10-7 of diamonds is in the calling range, 100% calling range. 10-7 diamond club are 100% calls. And some of his bluffs are, once again, the similar bluffs to the out of position player. The ace, 5, 6 holding one diamond, and same thing with the king. King of diamonds is a good bluffing card. Doug chooses to bluff here with the 10-7, moving all in. Could be blocks the flush with the diamond, blocks maybe the straight with the 10, with it less likely being his opponent having 10-9. So elects to shove all in. Bad timing with the flush, but he might calculate that it's a good blocking card there with the 10 of diamonds.
You had the straight, and it was just going to put you in a brutal situation. But when you have the flush,
It's hard. You just gotta. If I lose, I lose.
no, I raised, yeah, sorry.
1,000 and. All right, call.
Pretty much have not seen a hand go by where the button has not raised. 14 hands in.
Line of hope. He's still in there.
I
He's
could have
never
just,
dead.
I could have just played it tight and just, had a nice start to the sesh. No, we're gonna go right into the. That's actually, I'm not down that much. All right, 1,400.
Respectable. I'll call.
After Bill checks this flop, the solver likes to bet king 3, Doug's hand in position here. Not sure why he chose to check, might have to do with something with the previous hand, but king 3 usually bets in this spot. King of spades on the turn here, and Bill checks. King deuce, king 3 is out of the range because it bets always, but king deuce is now mixed, betting the 60% size, which is about what Doug bets. King 4 and king deuce are betting half the time 60% size. And in response to that bet, here is Bill's solution, with queen 4 always calling.
Deuce. I reluctantly call.
King.
Deuce of spades in the river. This is the solution for the out of position player Bill. He's checking 100% of his range on this river. Doug, king 3 once again is gone, but king deuce is always betting the 60% size. And really his whole range, 64% of the time of his range here is betting 60% size. Not a lot of small bets on this board. You can see the full solution here, but king deuce always betting the 60% size. King 4, strangely enough, is betting the smaller size. Bit of a quirk. But against this against the 60% size, queen 4 is mostly calling, but his exact combination, queen 4 of hearts and diamonds, is always folding. You can see at the top there, 97% fold with the heart and the diamond. The only other fold for queen 4 is the club and the diamond. So having the diamond is really bad, although the queen of diamonds still calls, you can see. But his exact combination, just because it blocks none of the spades and I guess the clubs as well, but not a good combination to call with here, even though most of the queen 4s are calling. You can see all of his other queens are put into a pretty tough spot too. Queen 9 is mixing, queen 8, queen 7. Queen 7 is mostly folding. Queen 6 of hearts is always calling. The diamonds are always folding. Once again, if you have a diamond, it's not a good blocker. His kings are always calling. Ace 5 is calling a lot with the spade, even without the spade. The 5s might be calling more often than the 10s. Take a look at his 10s here. Jack 10 is calling. Jack 9, that's a straight, is raising. And some of these 10s, 10-9 is folding always. 10-8 without the flush is folding mostly. 10-4 of hearts, more likely to call than 10-9. And a few more calls down here with the 5 deuce. That's 2 pair. 5-3, 5-4. We can look at it this way as well. All of his flushes are raising, all of his straights are raising, his sets are raising, and some of the bluffs here are ace of spades 3, ace of spades 4, and jack of 7 with 1 spade. So the jack with 1 spade is a good blocker to the nuts. Let's take a quick break here. There's a voice in my head saying that I really should not be sharing this information. It's too valuable. But for whatever reason, I get more energy when I'm making a video, and it inspires me to go deeper into each solution to find a new discovery. So if you enjoy these videos, if you find them useful, and you want me to continue making more, consider signing up for the member section on my site. It's where I save the very best discoveries inside each solution. It's things that most players have not found yet. For the masterpiece of my creation, I've chosen 13 specific flops featuring unique characteristics, and I've gone in depth into 2 key matchups, button versus big blind and cutoff versus button. When you understand how to play these 13 flops from these positional matchups, it makes it much easier to adjust to any other matchup configuration and shape of range you may encounter. If you use PIOsolver, I've saved the exact files I used, and you can download them from your members page. Right now, it's only $49 to sign up. There's already over 23 hours of premium content, and I'm actively adding new videos each day. It's a good time to secure your spot before I delete all these videos and go private. Cheers.